Hi, welcome to our Wednesday devotional. Once again, I appreciate your taking time to listen, and I hope you receive a blessing. Recently, on the way home from the office, I stopped by the grocery store, to pick up some, believe it or not, pick up some ice cream. And I was pleased to see when I got in there that some of the ice cream was on sale, as often it is, 2 cartons for $5. Now comes the difficult part when I try to decide if I'm only going to buy two, and if two, what kinds to buy. What do I want this time? Peaches and cream, butter pecan, White House cherry, all kinds of good choices. But I made the choice and went on home, and then getting home, the choice was difficult, so I just had a little bit of each one that I bought. Making choices. Life's filled with choices. Some are difficult and some are easy. For Christians, however, most of our choices really should not be difficult. Most of our choices should be simple. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, Moses is laying out for the children of Israel their choices for the future. He gives two choices, and in Deuteronomy 28, if you want to look at this later on, you can see this. The first option he gives them is blessings from God. He says this in Deuteronomy 28:2, "And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." And then the next 10 or 12 verses list all kinds of blessings, how God would bless them in the city, and how he would bless them on the farms, with their crops, with their animals. Enemies would be defeated and their storehouses would be full. This sounds like a great choice. Choose to hearken unto the voice of the Lord, and all these blessings will follow. Then in that same chapter, Deuteronomy chapter 28, in verse 15, they're warned of what happens if they make the wrong choice. Verse 15 says, "If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, all these curses shall come upon thee." And then he lists a list far longer than the list of blessings, a list of all the curses that could come on them. They would be cursed in the city. They would be cursed on the farms. They would be cursed with their crops. They would be cursed on their animals. Enemies would defeat them, and they would be taken captive. When it came to those two choices, it seems to me the choice was very, very simple. Choose to hearken unto God and you're blessed. Choose not to hearken and you'll be cursed. The problem is, we know from reading the history of the Israelites that they very often made the wrong choice. And God followed through with the curses and the punishments. Now, even though this was written to the Israelites, I believe the principle is simple and applies to us. If we hearken unto the voice of the Lord, hearkening by meaning listening and obeying, heeding his voice, we'll be blessed abundantly. And if we don't hearken, if we don't listen, obey, heed his voice, heed his commandments, we will have punishments and discipline and even curses come upon us. Why is it then that we struggle so hard to make simple decisions? We struggle about going to church. We try to make excuses. We try to find excuses why we shouldn't go. What about having a devotional time? We find all kinds of excuses why we can't do that. Spending time with God regularly every day, or with our family and God every day. These decisions should be easy. When we're in the workplace, decisions about right and wrong should not be affected by the circumstances or the situations we face. We should hearken to the voice of God. He tells us to do right and not to do wrong. Simple choices. Sometimes we let the circumstances complicate our decisions. We don't just ask God what he would do, what Christ would do. we try to justify wrong decisions with all kinds of excuses. Every day, we should wake up in the morning and make the simple choice to obey our great God. Every decision that day comes down to hearkening to his voice and listening and obeying, or not hearkening to his voice. I can't give you a list of the blessings and cursings that God will bring into your life and into my life. But if you want a hint, look in Deuteronomy chapter 28. There's a wonderful list of blessings and a horrible list of curses that come on for hearkening or not hearkening. Let's make today that simple choice to obey the Lord, our God. God bless you as you obey him.